General Hospital spoilers indicate that Drew Cain, Cameron Matheson, may not actually be Drew at all, but Shiloh, last played by Kobe Ryan McLaughlin, aka David Henry Archer, posing as Drew, aka Shrew. You may remember that Shiloh and Nell Benson, last played by Chloe Lanier, were married and she became his widow. Shiloh would want Wiley because he lost a child with Willow Tate Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen. Nell is currently presumed dead after a confrontation with Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, and Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, identified her body off-screen. What if the dead body wasn't really Nell though? Is it possible that Nell is still alive and working with Shrew as his partner? There have been many clues that Drew is posing as Shiloh, and Shrew recently had Willow sign custody of Wiley and Amelia over to him if something happens to her. This is something that Shiloh would want to do, as he feels that he is entitled to Wiley, since he lost his own son with Willow. He would be interested in taking Amelia as payback, and he would want to start a new generation of Dawn of Day with the two children, as well as Scout Cain, Cosette Abinate, the daughter of Sam McCall, last played by Kelly Monaco, who tried to stop him and shut down Dawn of Day. It would make sense that Nell is Shrew's partner, as she was his wife at the time of his death, and would definitely want her son, Wiley, back. If Nell is still alive, she could be plotting against her twin sister, Willow, to ensure that she gets Wiley. Nell would have no problem with killing Willow to get what she wants, and neither would Shiloh. So it is highly likely that they are planning to off Wiley to gain custody of the children. Willow would start to realize the truth, and that Drew is actually Shiloh made to look like Drew. As she would start to put the pieces together, she would realize that Shrew is trying to kill her. He could be slowly poisoning her, or he might just go after her one night. Willow would be shocked to discover that the man she loves is actually Shiloh. But Shiloh has one more surprise in store for her before he kills her. He reveals her sister, Nell, has been in on it with him, and that together they are going to raise Wiley and Amelia, and she and Michael have no say at the matter. Nell appears alive, stunning Willow, who is shocked to face Nell again. Willow would appeal to her as her twin, but Nell would not care. She wants Wiley, and that is that. What do you think? Is Drew really Shiloh? Is a very much alive Nell his partner? Will Shrew and Nell kill Willow and take Wiley and Amelia? Keep watching General Hospital, weekdays on ABC, to find out. And don't forget to check back right here for all your latest General Hospital information, news and spoilers. The walls of Port Charles have whispered the unthinkable before, but this time, those whispers are turning into shouts. After years of chaos, deception, and broken hearts, one of the most haunting names in recent General Hospital memory might be rising from the ashes: Nell Benson. But what if her return is more than just a resurrection? What if she's not alone? What if Shiloh Archer's dark legacy is back from the shadows too, through someone just as ruthless, cunning, and dangerous? Let's break down the explosive theory sending shockwaves through the General Hospital fandom. Buckle up, because this potential storyline could tear Port Charles apart all over again. When Nell allegedly plunged to her death off a cliff in 2020 during a fight with Carly Corinthos, fans were left stunned, but not fully convinced. After all, this is General Hospital, where death is more of a suggestion than a final sentence. Nell's body was never properly identified, no open casket funeral followed, and even her most bitter enemies never quite trusted the closure they were given. Nina Reeves, her biological mother, clung to hope for a time. Carly, haunted by guilt and anger, had a gut feeling that the nightmare wasn't over. And maybe it wasn't. A few cryptic sightings, an anonymous call to Nina, and now a mysterious figure tailing Willow and Wiley around Port Charles have sparked new theories. What if Nell survived, biding her time in the shadows, watching and waiting for the perfect moment to reclaim what she thinks is hers, her son? Shiloh Archer may have been killed in 2019, but the chaos he sowed didn't die with him. His Dawn of Day cult left a trail of pain, manipulation, and mind control, especially for Sam, Christina, and Willow. But here's the twist that's beginning to surface. It's long been rumored that Shiloh had a partner in crime, a silent investor, a spiritual equal, someone just as calculating as he was. This shadowy figure never stepped fully into the light, but there were whispers among the former cult members. Someone with deep pockets, influence, and a fixation on cleansing broken souls, especially children. Someone obsessed with Wiley. Could this mystery partner be back, operating under the radar to finish what Shiloh started? And if so, would they team up with someone as dangerous and unhinged as Nella? Picture this. Nell, presumed dead, resurfaces under a new identity. She's colder, sharper, more desperate than ever. She's spent years in hiding, perhaps receiving help from an outside source. Money, fake documents, a place to stay off the grid. That source? Shiloh's former partner. The two cross paths in the wake of Shiloh's death, bonded by a shared desire for revenge against those who ruined their lives. For Nell, it's Carly, Michael, Willow, and everyone who stood in her way. For Shiloh's partner, it's the entire town of Port Charles, and Wiley, the ultimate symbol of what they lost. Now, united by vengeance and a warped sense of purpose, they're hatching a plan to kidnap Wiley and indoctrinate him in the same twisted beliefs that Shiloh once tried to force on others. For Nell, it's also about motherhood, her warped claim to Wiley. For the partner, it's legacy. Together, they're unstoppable, unless someone figures it out in time. Several breadcrumbs in recent months suggest this might not be just fan fiction. The eerie scenes of Willow feeling watched, Nina's sudden sense of dread, Michael's increasing paranoia. Even Carly and Drew have been having strange dreams and gut feelings. It's like Port Charles is bracing for a storm, and no one knows quite where it's coming from. And then there's the cryptic phone call Nina received, a woman with a muffled voice asking if she still missed her daughter. At first, Nina thought it was a cruel prank. But what if it was Nell, testing the waters? Add in the curious resurfacing of old Dawn of Day materials, found in a storage locker near Beecher's Corners, and it becomes clear, someone is stirring the pot. Someone who knows the past very well. Speculation is rampant about who the partner could be. Some theories point to a former Dawn of Day member who never got closure, someone like Harmony's old sponsor, or even a corrupt therapist who enabled the cult behind the scenes. Another theory points toward a powerful outsider, someone who has been quietly observing from afar. There's even wild chatter that it could be a new character, perhaps a long-lost sibling of Shiloh's, determined to avenge him. Whoever it is, one thing is clear. They're smart, well-resourced, and dangerous. And if they've teamed up with Nell, they have the perfect mix of brains and chaos to upend everything. The emotional stakes would be sky-high. Michael and Willow have finally found some peace. Wiley is thriving, surrounded by love. But one kidnapping could shatter it all. If Nell and the partner managed to snatch Wiley, it would set off the biggest manhunt Port Charles has seen in years. The Corinthos family would go into full lockdown. Carly would spiral. Sonny, already walking a fine line, might take justice into his own hands. Nana, torn between her guilt and her love for Wiley, might try to mediate, only to be pushed deeper into the fray. And Willow, already dealing with past trauma, this could be the breaking point that unearths a whole new side of her. But here's the catch. What if Nell and the partner get to him emotionally, twisting his young mind with lies about his family? It could take weeks, months, or longer to untangle the damage. Could this twisted plan be Nell's ultimate redemption arc, or her final crash and burn? Some fans hope she'll find her way back to sanity and finally connect with Nina, finding peace. Others want her to pay once and for all. One thing is certain, if Nell is alive and coming back with backup, the storylines will be explosive. Old wounds will reopen. Alliances will shift. And no one, not Michael, Willow, Carly, or even Sonny, will escape unscathed.